Good morning, children. Another session from First Flight. Today we will do with Nelson Mandela. Now, I had a plan that I would do this chapter when the lockdown would get over and when we will meet face to face in the school. But my plan did not work and lockdown has again increased. So now it's quite clear for both of us, for the students and for the teachers, that we have to continue like this. We have to continue with this system of teaching. You have to get adjusted with this type of teaching, and we also have to get adjusted to impart teaching like this. Now, children, it's better to concentrate on studies instead of thinking when the lockdown would over, what would happen, etc., etc. Let us forget about those and let us concentrate in our studies. One thing we have learned, that we have to live with this virus. We have to learn how to fight with this virus. We have to keep ourselves, maintain our hygiene, etc., etc., wash our hands, wear masks, and we have to move on with this. So let us forget about this and we let us concentrate more on our studies, because time and tide wait for none. Now, before starting the chapter, let me tell you two things about one is Apathy System and the other is Nelson Mandela. Now, Apathy System, you all know, you have done in your social science also. In a nutshell, you can say that apartheid means apartness. In African language, it means apartness. That is, we know that the blacks were not treated equally like the whites. The white, they had their dominance on the black, and that system came to an end when Dr. Nelson Mandela, he fought for his community. Nelson Mandela, born on 18th July 1918 and died on 5th December 2013, won the Nobel Prize in 1993, joined the African National Congress in 1944. These are a few details that we know about Nelson Mandela. But the most important thing that we know about Nelson Mandela is such a prolific leader that world has seen not very frequently. These type of leaders, as long as the world will exist, the names of these leaders would exist. He is one of such leaders. Now, he has given a speech, and in his extract from the book Long Walk to Freedom, he has narrated his speech. Part of his speech, he has narrated his thoughts, his fight for his community, how he won over the whole system. This he has narrated. We will read this chapter now. Quite a lengthy chapter. So I would take 2-3 days to cover up the chapter. But the language, you have to concentrate. Few new words are there that you have to learn, and to means you have to be more concentrated in these type of chapters, because each and every line is very important. Now let us start. Now, in this extract from this autobiography, Long Walk to Freedom, Mandela speaks about a historic occasion, the inauguration. Now, you can understand, you can guess that which inauguration we are talking about. It was taken from BBC of 10th May 1994. This is an extract from that page. Now, Mandela becomes South Africa's first black president. Nelson Mandela has become South Africa's first black president after more than 3 centuries, 300s of years of white rule, white supremacy. Mr. Mandela's African National Congress party won 252 of the 400 seats in the first democratic elections of South Africa's history. So naturally, out of 400, 200 is needed, more than 200. They will win over, you all know, you have read about this in civics. So they won 252 seats, so hence they became the ruling party. Now, the inauguration ceremony took place in the Union Building's Amphitheater in Pretoria today, attended by politicians and dignitaries from more than 140 countries around the world. Never, never again will this beautiful land experience the oppression of one by another, said Nelson Mandela in his address. Very specific, very important line, children. That he says that never again will this beautiful land of South Africa will experience the oppression of one by the other. That is, for such long years of oppression of the white on the black, don't think that when today he has won, he would take the revenge on the white. That now they would start ruling and the black would suffer. No, his idea was not that. His idea was about equality. That both white, black, all will have the same right, equal right, said Nelson Mandela in his address. Jubilant scenes of the streets of Pretoria followed the ceremony with blacks, whites, and coloreds celebrating together. More than 1 lakh South African men, women, and children of all races sang and danced with joy. They were celebrating. This the news came up. Now there is an activity where you have to match the column A with column B. That is the meanings you have to match. But if it would be in the class, you would be asked to match it. But as the scope is not there, so let me suggest you please first try it. Then after that, you please match the answers with my answers. The first one is a rainbow gathering of different colors and nations. The meaning is that a beautiful coming together of various peoples like the colors in a rainbow. Next is the seat of white supremacy. That means the center of racial superiority. Then third is be overwhelmed with a sense of history. That means feel deeply emotional, remembering and understanding all the past events that have led up to the moment. Fourth is resilience that defies the imagination. That is a great ability, almost unimaginable, to remain unchanged by suffering, not losing hope, goodness, or courage. Fifth, a glimmer of humanity. That is a sign of human feeling, goodness, kindness, pity, justice, etc. And finally, a twilight existence. That is a half-secret life, like a life lived in the fading light between sunset and darkness. We will come across these words in the chapter also while reading, and slowly I will explain also, and you will be able to understand the meanings. Let us begin. 10th day dawned bright and clear. 10th May means the day when the inauguration was taking place, that is 10th May of 1994. For the past few days, I had been pleasantly besieged by dignitaries and world leaders who were coming to pay their respects before the inauguration. As a change was taking place, a historical change was taking place, so many dignitaries, many officials, he was surrounded by them. Different walks, different ceremonies, different programs, different official meetings were going on. So he was very busy and constantly surrounded by people, different types of different level dignitaries of different levels. The inauguration would be the largest gathering ever of international leaders of South African soil. Till date, South Africa has not witnessed such a big gathering of international dignitaries. And now people from 140 countries, dignitaries from 140 countries, they assembled there to commemorate the occasion of the end of the white supremacy and a republic that would start where all will be equal. The ceremonies took place in the lovely sandstone amphitheater formed by the Union Buildings in Pretoria. So the Union Buildings of Pretoria, they are formed, there was an amphitheater made of sandstone. So there the occasion will take place. The inauguration ceremony will take place. Now, do you remember, do you know what is amphitheater? Amphitheater means that a building here without a roof with many rows of seats rising in steps, typical of ancient Greece and Rome. In ancient Greece and Rome, in the amphitheaters, the bullfighting used to happen. So it is very common there. It was rather in history. It was very common. Uh, do you remember Ishan Avasti of Tare Zameen Par? When he got the notice of the art competition, he was reading on the signboard that it would be held in the amphitheater. So that is amphitheater, and if you can remember the amphitheater, that there it was a big area where the galleries were there and the competition took place. No roof was there. So that is called amphitheater, so that many people can gather or assemble there. So that was in that amphitheater formed by the Union buildings in Pretoria. For decades, this had been the seat of white supremacy. For decades, years after years, it was a seat of the white supremacy. Black were not allowed to enter into this amphitheater. But for decades, this had been the seat of white supremacy, and now it was a site of a rainbow gathering of different colors and nations for the installation of South Africa's first democratic, non-racial government. Earlier, it was only white. Now, the amphitheater got filled with black people, white people, different colored people from different countries. So definitely, it can be compared with the different colors of rainbow. As in rainbow, different colors can be seen, and it appears to be very colorful. So today also here, people of different skin color has reached there. They have come to witness such a big occasion. And that is why that installation of South Africa's first democratic non-racial government would be there, and so they have assembled there. On that lovely autumn day, I was accompanied by my daughter Zenani. On the podium, Mr. De Klerk was first sworn as second deputy president, then Thabo Mbeki was sworn in as first deputy president. When it was my turn, I pledged to obey and uphold the constitution and to devote myself to the well-being of the republic and its people. What did he address? How did he address? To the assembled guests and the watching world, I said, today, all of us do, by our presence here, confer glory and hope to newborn liberty. We all confer glory, the dignity that was conferred on the hope to newborn liberty. Out of the experience of an extraordinary human disaster, he called this system, apartheid system, the oppression of the whites on the black, as a human disaster that lasted too long. Must be born a society of which all humanity will be proud. One should not be oppressed by the other. People should be equal. So the year-long oppression that was there, now a new society would come up where all will be same. We who were outlaws not so long ago have today been given the rare privilege to be host to the nations of the world on our own soil. Now, they were outlawed in different cases, in different occasions, in different events. The South Africans were outlawed. They were not considered. They were not included. If you can remember, the South African cricket team, much later, they came into the international cricket. If I am not wrong, it might be 1889, 90, like that. So they were not considered, they were not allowed. It was below dignity for few people to consider or to include the South Africans in different events. Now it is such a happy moment today that they were given the rare privilege. Not only they were considered, they were given the rare privilege to be the host to the nations of the world on our own soil. On our own soil, we were treated like stepchildren. And today we have got the opportunity, the privilege to host a program like this on our own soil and to invite so many people from so many countries. We thank all of our distinguished international guests for having come to take possession with the people of our country of what is, after all, a common victory for justice, for peace, for human dignity. It is actually the win of humanity. It is actually the win of human dignity, and people have come to witness that. So he thanked them all, thanked the dignitaries from all the countries. We have at last achieved our political emancipation. We pledge ourselves to liberate all our people from the continuing bondage of poverty, deprivation, suffering, gender, and other discrimination. See how much suffering they had to suffer. So many. They had the continuing bondage of poverty. They could not, because they were never allowed to achieve anything good in the society. They never could win any good position in the official works. So they became poor, and they became poorer day by day. And so bondage of poverty was there, different types of deprivation. They were deprived from all sorts of things from the life. Many things they were not allowed, many activities, many events. They were not allowed to mix with the white, they were not allowed to meet in the common place, they were not allowed to sit in the bus. They were all deprived from different areas. And suffering, gender, and other discrimination. Even gender deprivation were also there. Black girls were treated very harshly by the society, very painful. So many stories are there which bring tears in our eyes, that how the black girls were treated. So that means all sorts of means they were deprived from all sorts of things in the society. So naturally, today he at last achieved our political emancipation. We pledge ourselves to liberate all our people from the continuing of all these bondages. Never, never, and never, he promises, again shall it be that this beautiful land will again experience the oppression of one by another. Oppression of one by another. Again, I am pointing it out that don't think that today, when they got liberated, they will think that they will start oppressing on the white. No, that was not the motive. The motive was all are equal. Not the black, not the white. Nobody will be superior. The sun shall never set on so glorious a human achievement. Let freedom reign. God bless Africa. A few moments later, we all lifted our eyes in awe as a spectacular array of South African jets, helicopters, and troop carriers rode in perfect formation over the Union buildings. As you know, that displays of jets, fighter jets, etc., they display different arrays in, even in our country also. On 26th January we can see that. So that it was done here also today, that the helicopters, South African jets, they were forming different arrays, different what is called formation of these jets, etc., on the Union buildings. It was not only a display of pinpoint precision, definitely precision, because to make the formation is not easy. So when they display, it is not to show their precision. Of course, it's a show of precision, but something more is also there. What is that? That is military pinpoint precision and military force. It is not only that, but a demonstration of the military's loyalty to democracy. Actually, they are showing their loyalty to the democracy. That is their way of showing. So how beautiful it is. That means so nicely they are showing their loyalty to the democracy, to a new government that had been freely and fairly elected. Freely elected, no pressure was there from any political party, no pressure was there, and it was fairly elected. Only moments before, the highest generals of the South African Defence Force and Police, their chests bedecked with ribbons, bedecked means decorated, as you know, that in the higher military officials they have, their chests bedecked with ribbons and medals from days gone by, saluted me and pledged their loyalty. I was not unmindful of the fact that not so many years before they would not have saluted but arrested me. Today they are saluting me. Today they are showing honor to me. But I do not forget, or rather I can't forget that even a few years back also, these people, these officials arrested me and threw me in the prison. Understood? So that is, the days have changed. Officials, they are helpless because they do according to the instructions. At that time they were instructed to throw him in the prison, and now change has come. He has become the first black president. So now these officials are showing respect to their president, saluted me and pledged their loyalty. I was not unmindful of the fact that not so many years before they would not have saluted but arrested me. Finally, a chevron of Impala jets left a smoke trail of the black, red, green, blue, and gold of the new South African flag formation. You know, chevron means the V-shaped formation, and then the jets, they trailed the different colored smoke, and they formed the new South African flag. The day was symbolized for me by the playing of our two national anthems and the vision of whites singing Nkosi Sikelel Afrika and the blacks singing Die Stem, the old anthem of the Republic. Two national anthems were there. The blacks have their own means the old one, and the whites have their own, you can say. So that day, both anthems were sang on the stage, on the podium. And although that day neither group knew the lyrics of the anthem they once despised, they would soon know the words by heart. Now that day they sang just by learning. They just learned the song and they sang it on the stage. They did not sing from heart. But when days would go, slowly the whites would learn to sing the songs of the black, and even the blacks will also learn to sing the song of the white. And both will then slowly will come together and would form a new nation where no discrimination of black, white, there will no discrimination of skin color would be there. They will be treated as human being only, a part of the country. People of the country, they would be treated. Let us stop today, and next day we will carry on with this. But let me tell you, children, inform you, definitely I will inform it through circular also, that we are going to have a test on next Tuesday. That is today's Tuesday, and the next coming Tuesday we'll have a test. preliminary, I am giving you the idea about the syllabus. That is the first chapter of First Flight, that is A Letter to God. The two poems of Robert Frost, that is Dust of Snow, Fire and Ice, and Figures of Speech. Questions will be mostly multiple choice question. At maximum, it can be of fill in the blanks, but at this present situation we don't have any other option to take the test. So please go through this chapter nicely so that you can score a very good marks. Rest of the information I will send through circular. For today, thank you children.